This is Jeremy. He is 32 months old. He's overwhelmed by sensory-rich environments. He avoids sensory input. He's very cautious with equipment. He cries on the playground and he shuts down. Because I don't want Jeremy to shut down and think that the environment that he's stepping into is a playground or associated with it. I want to make sure that before he comes in, there's no other kids around, hopefully, that there's no equipment out and ready to use, that basically everything is put away, and I want to create a low sensory stimulating environment so that he is more likely to engage in our session. The first equipment that I want to use is a tunnel, and I want to make sure that there's a mat underneath the tunnel. And this mat is going to provide a little bit of cushion, but not so much to where he's like falling into the ground, or so it's nice and firm, but also it's not the ground. So make sure that there's a mat underneath the tunnel, and this tunnel is darker inside, so it's gonna have less sensory stimulation in it. That way he's comfortable, that way he doesn't want to stop participating, and that way he wants to keep participating and he's motivated to keep going. And this tunnel is also going to, in the tunnel I'm going to use this weighted dog. And if I give the weighted dog a background story, Henry is not only going to benefit from the proprioception and the modulation that the dog is going to provide, but also he's going to be more motivated to engage in the session. It's because performance of motor skills and motor control is better when the activity that the child is engaging with is meaningful to them and purposeful to them. So as Jeremy goes through this tunnel, he's going to be crawling, and so that proprioception is really going to benefit him, as well as when he crawls on his hands, it's going to help with hand development as he is weight bearing through the ground, and hand development also is correlated with brain development. So we're going to be doing a lot more than just crawling through this tunnel. So here's Henry. Hi Henry, how are you? Do you want to meet my friend? This is my friend Henry. Jeremy, this is my friend Henry. So poor Henry lost his best friend that he used to eat ice cream with and run around and jump around with and play. And he thinks that it's at the end of the tunnel. Can you help Henry here find his friend at the other side of the tunnel? Can you help push him through the other side of the tunnel? Let's go help Henry out. So notice that my back is going to be straight. I'm not going to be bending my back. I'm using proper body mechanics. I'm bending my knees so that I don't get hurt, and I'm going to stay by Jeremy this entire time so that Jeremy doesn't get hurt either. So come on, let's take him through the other side, Jeremy. Good. Push him to the other side. Keep going. Push him to the other side. Very good. You made it to the other side of the tunnel. Now Henry found his friend. It was you all along. Make sure that the mat was on both ends of the tunnel and underneath the entire tunnel. But with this balance beam here, we're actually not going to use a mat. The balance beam, you want it to be on a very stable surface, so you want to remove any mats from underneath the balance beam, and you want it to be on the firm ground because you wouldn't want the balance beams to be wobbly. But you do want to use these crash pads. So these crash pads, you want to have them all around anywhere that he might fall off. So all around the balance beam. And I want to use the balance beam on the very first level, not on an incline just yet, because I really want to just introduce him to this balance beam and stepping out of his comfort zone, since any sensory stimulation really just overwhelms Jeremy. So this balance beam is going to help him work on his stride, his sequencing, his motor planning, motor control, of course, his ankle strength, leg strength, and it's also a precursor to steps that he might be using at the jungle gym in the playground. So before he can really step at the jungle gym and climb those steps or jump or walk those steps, this is really going to help him learn those skills and practice those skills that are necessary as far as motor planning and his leg strength and stride and sequencing to be able to climb those jungle gym stairs. So I want to stay by him and provide contact guard assistance the entire time, and I really want to make him feel safe, so I'm right here, but I also want to encourage him to do as much of this as he can. So I don't want to hold his hand unless he really needs it, but I'm going to be right here providing contact guard assistance just in case, and we're going to just play a game. Okay, hi Henry, let's not let the lava touch us, okay? The lava is all over the floor. Don't let the lava touch you, okay? Let's come on up. Good. All right, let's make it across the bridge. Let's make it to safety because the lava is coming our way. Come on, let's go. I like how you're walking on the bridge. Good. Okay. And let's go back to safety. Come on, the lava's catching up. Come on, let's go. Let's go, Henry. Good, I like how you're walking on the bridge. You made it. So this next piece of equipment is a platform swing, which I'm sitting on right now. And with any swing, we just want to make sure that we do not use a swing on a child with seizure precautions that are elicited by visual and vestibular stimulation. If the child is on seizure medications and the seizures are not elicited by visual or vestibular stimulation, then you can use the swing, but only linear motion. So this way or this way. And every time you use a swing, you want to make sure that you check the minimum height, the radius of operation, and the weight requirement, which is usually around 300 pounds. But you want to make sure that there's mats on the floor completely in all of the radius of operation. That means that if this rope can swing all the way out this way, then there needs to be mats at the bottom of here as well. So all the way around the complete radius. And there's a couple parts of a swing. There is up top, there's a steel eye bolt, which needs to be checked for wear and tear at least once a month, but you never know when someone else did it, so might as well check everything yourself. And then there's a height adjuster with a latch, and then there's a carabiner, which also needs to be checked for wear and tear at least once a week. And you want to make sure that the carabiner is facing up. So basically like this and not like that. You want it like this. And so when you do hook the platform swing, you want to make sure that when you bend over, you're using proper body mechanics as always, not bending your back, but bending your legs and at the hips. So I'm going to come all the way down, pick up this platform swing, and I'm going to swing it over my shoulder. And now that it's over my shoulder, I can bring the height adjuster down so that I'm not pushing anything heavy overhead. And then I'm going to latch it with the carabiner up. And then now that it's hooked on, I can adjust it with the latch and height adjuster as low as I need it to be. And you want it to be at least a little bit below the knees of whoever is going to be using the swing. Okay, so that being said, you want to make sure that you can easily get on the swing and you're not that far from the ground either. So we're going to use the platform swing for Jeremy because Jeremy is overstimulated by sensory stimulation, and by using the platform swing, we're going to provide him with some comfort. The swing is very stable and supportive for him, and I'm also able to look at his riding reactions, protective extension reactions, and equilibrium reactions on this platform swing. But he's also going to be working on motor planning, postural control, balance, dynamic sitting balance, postural reaction, and that's just sitting down on the swing if I am swinging him in all directions. And if you do want to go take it a step further and have him prone, if he's comfortable with it, which I don't think Jeremy might be comfortable just yet, but eventually, then you can have maybe a puzzle on the ground so he can work on tummy time while being on the swing, and this will also work on crossing midline and reaching and trunk rotation and core strength, visual motor perception, and all that stuff at the same time as providing that vestibular stimulation. That's going to be very beneficial to him. So while I'm pulling on the rope to facilitate swinging motion, I want to make sure that I'm keeping my back straight and I'm using my legs instead of my back, like this. So, and if I want to go around, I'm turning myself as well. Turning and not bending in any awkward positions, because I don't want to hurt myself or Jeremy. And I want to make sure that I'm still close by to Jeremy at all times. So now I'm going to go ahead and have Jeremy get on the sleigh, or on the swing. And I'm first going to just check his reactions. So at 32 months, he should already be able to be using his riding reactions and protective extension reactions. So we're going to use the we're going to do lateral direction, left and right, and then forward reaction and backward extension protective extension reactions. So I'm going to make sure that I'm holding him at his pelvis and swinging the swing first while I'm checking his reactions. And I can do something simple like singing him a song and then stopping abruptly. He shouldn't know when I'm going to stop him, and he should be able to correct himself by extending his arm out when I'm going laterally. So I'm going to go. All right, Jeremy, let's sing our ABCs. Do you know that? A, B, C, D, E, F. Oh! And he should bring out that left arm into extensor pattern and correct himself and catch himself. And he won't be going anywhere because I'm holding onto his pelvis just in case. And also there should be a crash pad mat underneath as well if you're going to be testing the reactions, the riding reactions. And then we're going to do the left side. A, B, C, D, E, F. Oh! And then he extended his arms out. Now we're going to go forward and backward. So A, B, C, D, oh! And he should bring his arms forward and catch himself. And if I go backwards, he should bring his arms backwards. And it's okay if he turns more to one side and uses one arm more. That just means that maybe that arm is more dominant. And so this is how the platform swing would be used for Jeremy.